I lost my notes because you were being a perv about Matt Berry. Hello and welcome to another episode of Cheap Smut. My name is Katie Mizell.
And my name is Carl Mizell.
And this is a podcast that can't believe we're doing this again. Didn't we just do this? Oh my God. You know what? But it's fun though, so it's fine.
Yeah, it does always have that feeling. And especially now because we're doing it only 5 days after the last one.
Yeah.
So we're doing it a little closer.
Yeah. The recording schedule gets a little messed up because of the, summer friendship stuff.
Yeah. And then our next episode is actually going to be recorded 2 days from now.
Yes.
But so, because we got to get it in the can, because we're having our special guest host, our second special guest host of the Summer Friendship, Ivy Young.
Yay!
But we're recording that 2 days from now, and then that will be released a week on the Patreon, a week from the day we recorded, and 2 weeks from the day we recorded on the main feed.
Yeah.
Time is hard. How are you?
Time is hard. I am great. Thank you so much. It was a good day. I mean, I towards the end there had to have like a serious mom voice moment with our children. But other than that, it was a great day.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually the bad cop.
Yeah. Well, every once in a while, I have to be the bad cop too. It happens.
Well, no, I think the good cop has to be the bad cop every once in a while to be like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Good cop, still cop.
Yeah.
I hate using that analogy in parenting, but.
Cops. Yeah.
But anyway, we don't need to worry about that. What we need to worry about is the book at hand. And because this is the summer of friendship, we need to talk about the fact that the book we're covering tonight is written by a friend of the show and a friend IRL. Yes,
one of our actual real life friends. So Sabrina Cross is the author of this book, and she happens to be fairly local. So when we realized that, we made time to meet in real life, and we had a wonderful time. She's a very lovely person. It's not the reason why I chose to do this book for the show. I've been planning on doing a Sabrina Cross book for a really long time because I've considered her my quote unquote friend online for a really long time. It just happens that she actually lives here.
Yeah, very, very, very nearby. You guys met at the park. Our kids were hanging out playing. I was out for a jog, and then I ran through the park and was like, hey, what's going on?
Yep.
I'm Carl. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
I'll take the dog now.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you. I'm sorry I smell.
Yeah. Well, I took the dog up to the park, and he was being a little too much, and so you ran on through and took him home. But yeah, it was nice that you got to meet her too.
It was very nice. So Sabrina, it was lovely to meet you. If you are listening to this, if you're not listening to this, then it doesn't matter because you can't hear it.
Absolutely. So I want you to remember meeting her.
Yeah.
She was a lovely person, right? She was super sweet.
Yep.
She was really kind. She was really warm. And she was really nice to our kid. Like everything was. Now imagine that woman and get ready for the beautifully batshit story that came out of her head.
That's okay. I mean, I've been with you for 16 years. There's nothing that any kind, sweet person could say because some of the shit that's come out of your mouth.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's nice to remember that the people who write these stories are lovely, wonderful people in real life who just happen to write stories like Snuggle, which is the book I'm going to tell you about today.
I cannot wait.
Absolutely. So this book is $2.99 or through Kindle Unlimited, or $7.99 for an Amazon paperback. It is book 2 of the Yarn and Monsters series, which is a series of 4 novellas in total, aka one hell of a good weekend, or maybe even a day, depending on how fast you read, because I think the longest one is 110 pages or something. So,
you could clip through that pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a slow reader. It would take me a weekend, but it would be a fucking great weekend.
Yeah.
So let's get to our triple T's, our triggers, tropes, and titillations. So our triggers are Satan, hell, demons, etc.
Satan.
Yep.
Triggers.
Satan. Divorce and mentions of emotional abuse by an ex-spouse to both the FMC and their children. Physical altercation between parents while the children are present, and shitty ex-husbands named Tyler.
It's been a while since we've done this, but I want to do it now. Eat shit, Tyler.
Eat shit, Tyler. Absolutely eat shit. Okay, our tropes are, this is an MF romance. It's an MF romance.
It's an MF romance.
It's a romance. Demon and human. Hurt, comfort, and forced proximity. And our titillations are pleasure dominant lust demon with powers, forced orgasms, and so many toys. Let's get to the premise of the series. 4 women, Clover, Jasmine, Violet, and Fern, used some witchy supplies that they bought in an old trunk at a yard sale.
I love it already.
Yeah, to summon their perfect partners. And what they ended up doing was making a pact with the actual devil to find their soulmates within a year or have their souls immediately ripped from their bodies and taken to hell for Lucifer's use.
No pressure.
No pressure. But
better hope Tinder comes through in the clutch,
seriously,
guys.
Get on Bumble. Yikes. In exchange, they will be given a demon to assist them in their efforts, sort of like a personal fairy godmother. These demons, apparently, though they didn't know it when they made this pact, take the form of a poppet, which is a very common tool in forms of witchcraft. It is what it sounds like, a puppet. In this case, the poppets are magical, crocheted, stuffed animals that Clover makes with a pair of crochet hooks that she also found amongst the junk in that box of stuff that turns out to be a magical pair of crochet hooks.
Because who among us has not gone to a garage sale, or I like to call them please buy my old shit sales?
I think it was an estate sale. I think it was a please buy my grandma's stuff, my dead grandma's shit
please buy my
sale.
dead grandma's stuff sale. Yeah. And who among us hasn't found a set of cursed knitting needles?
Yeah, right. So we discovered in the first book, which I also read, that Clover was gifted her demon in the form of a 2-foot-tall novelty candy corn hooker.
Could you?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a candy corn that is crocheted.
Okay.
It has knee-high black boots, a huge ass, and huge tits, all under a yarn G-string bikini. It is, for all intents and purposes, a candy corn sex worker. It's a novelty candy corn. And because she made it with those magical crochet hooks that she bought from the estate sale, a demon was deposited inside of it. That demon, named Candy, was assigned to help her find her true love. That true love turned out to be a demon named Candy who was inside of a novelty candy corn plushie.
Okay. So there's a lot going on, but for the purposes of this book,
yes.
Which one are we focusing on one of these women?
We are.
Okay,
yep. So basically all of that to say, now the 3 remaining women have 10 months in which to find true love. Okay. They have been told that they will meet their true love, and it will be up to them to recognize them and get them to fall in love back. Super easy. Rad. Great. They'll all have a demon helper in the form of a stuffy.
Done and dusted. Let's go.
Great. This is Jasmine's story.
Okay, thank you.
Our FMC, her name is Jasmine. She is the quote-unquote mom of the group. She is 5'5" with warm brown skin, long wavy brown hair. Absolutely no time for men or for bullshit.
Same.
Yes, she has 2 young daughters with her shitty ex-husband named Tyler, and she is currently kicking life's ass every fucking day because she has to.
And let's remember, Tyler can eat shit.
Can eat shit.
Okay.
And also die. That would be good too. At the start of the book, she is closing the door after sending her daughters off with her shitty ex-husband, Tyler. It is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And even though Tyler missed his last 6 visitations and he never takes them in the middle of the week, he's got a new girlfriend. and he wants to take them on a family trip with his parents to Disney for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys who he gets suspicious looks when he's with the child on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a weekday custody kind of guy.
Even if he is a weekday custody kind of guy, he is not a weekday custody kind of dad.
Yeah, no
he's
shit.
He's just putting on the happy family like facade for a week to impress his new girlfriend. And even though Jasmine has told him, like, you are not prepared to travel with 2 children under the age of 10. They have 2 daughters. They are 6 and 8.
Boo.
To fly.
It keeps getting worse.
I know. To attend Disneyland.
Oh. And let me guess, Tyler, you didn't spring for fast passes.
With Mimi and Papa, so they're going to be there too. Tyler's parents are also going to be there.
Well,
so, okay,
right.
It's a little bit better,
Yeah.
but still. Tyler and whatever his new girlfriend's name is are not prepared, but she can't fucking stop him.
No.
So she sends her kids off and she is furious, but like, what can she do, right? She knows that she has been sitting on the plushie that Clover made for her demon to inhabit when it gets here. It has been sitting in her office for weeks, just dormant. And she is not particularly surprised to turn around and find it standing on the stairs. Immediately.
No, thank you. Don't like that.
And it just says, like, I thought they would never leave.
Those 2 guys. Look, I know you love them, but holy shit, they're a lot.
Yeah, they are. They're 6 and 8. That's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah. As somebody with a 6 and a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I get it.
Yeah. One day that's gonna be us.
I was gonna say we're gonna have a
6 and
9 and 6. Yep.
Oh God. Okay. We will deal with it when it comes.
Yep. That's a future us problem.
Yeah. So she is not at all surprised to see it standing there. I was surprised to learn that it is a 5-foot tall teddy bear.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan.
He is a very overstuffed, tubby teddy bear. He walks.
No.
Yeah. He can walk around. He can move.
I'd rather he didn't.
Yeah. He has big, shiny button eyes.
That are dead.
And dead.
Cold.
Yeah. Fully dead. Cold, dead button eyes. Yep. He can talk as well, though his mouth doesn't move, obviously, but you can hear his voice. He also has telekinetic power.
Oh, great. So he's a special kind of abomination.
Yeah.
Okay.
And other like demonic powers, including like possibly like mind reading, but like at one point Jasmine mentions in her own thoughts mind reading, but it never comes up in this book.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's grown-up Teddy Ruxpin got for us here? Upsetting grown-up Teddy Ruxpin.
So this is a powerful lust demon with a personality to match who just happens to be inside of a giant 5-foot teddy bear.
Yeah, because why fucking wouldn't it? Oh.
Finarax of the legions of Asmodeus, soldier of Lucifer's hellish armies.
Okay, that's funny.
We shall call him Finn.
All right.
Pinarax, Finarax.
All right.
Or Phin. Finn.
The idea of a large living stuffed animal.
I know.
Upsetting.
I think I enjoy it. I don't know why, because like I don't like dolls. But I think like a big living teddy bear would mostly just delight me. I think I would just giggle a lot. I think I would just giggle a lot.
I'd reconsider my stance on gun ownership.
Well, they are stuffed. I don't think you need the gun. I think you probably just get away with a knife or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right.
So as soon as he says that, he's standing behind her in the hallway and she just immediately shuts down. She's like, okay, I know you have to be here, but I am not happy about it. Like, I already have a shitty ex-husband and 2 kids. I am not and now you're telling me I have to deal with this, or I'm going to hell, like real hell.
Yeah.
Actual hell. No, fuck all of this. No, her walls are up. But he's like, you need to be taking this seriously. And I am here to help you. I am here to help you take that seriously. She tries to just blow like right past him, push him out of the way and go back up to, I think either her room or her office. Either way, she works from home and she's getting back to work. But he blocks her path, and she realizes that even though he is a 5-foot teddy bear, she's a 5'5" woman, so she should be able to move him. She can't. He is stronger than her, and he is radiating heat. More heat than a teddy bear should ever be able to have coming out of its little fluffy body. And that is it. That's it. That's it for her. She cracks. She starts laughing until she's crying, until she is collapsed, sobbing on the stairs.
Been there.
Yeah, it's all too much. She's finally done. And he sits down next to her and pulls her into a hug and rubs her back until she is calm. And he's like, you are a crazy person.
But we're going to get you laid. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do this. And she is like, maybe, but my choices are embrace it or sink under it. And I will not be sinking today. Yeah. And so this, along with many other things, makes him call her little warrior. And that is what he calls her basically for the rest of the book. It's so sweet. She makes him a pot of coffee. Yes, he does drink coffee. And by drink coffee, I mean he dumps it onto his teddy bear face and it just disappears.
I wish.
It's fucking magic. He just dumps it right. It's amazing.
That's he's that okay. If he's a fellow coffee connoisseur, I can soften on him a little bit.
At one point in the book, it is mentioned that like he thinks the coffee that she makes is weak swamp water.
Oh, gross.
And so he like the coffee that he makes, she is like, I'm gonna have to get a new pot. You are destroying my coffee pot.
It reminds me of when my last office job.
Yeah.
Before I took the remote position with my that company, and I was working up on the third floor. That was the coffee pot tells you like, hey, you're supposed to use 2 packets of this.
Yeah.
And everybody in the department would make it with 1. Mm-hmm. So I started taking my own stuff in because I got tired of drinking freaking puddle water. It would come out looking like tea. And I was like, this is terrible. And they're like, well, Carl, you make it too strong. I'm like, no, I make it according to the directions.
No, it's not even. No, that's just brown water. That's like black. That's like drinking black tea.
Yeah.
I don't like coffee that much, but even I know that it's not brown water. Anyway, so he tells her that she has to take this seriously. She is in a contract with the actual devil.
The devil.
And she doesn't have a choice. She has to find love within a year or she is going to hell. Like this whole cat lady plan she has is not going to work because without a soul, the body dies. So you can't get old. You're just going to die. And she says, okay, well, that's a you problem then because I just divorced a narcissist. I'm not fucking doing this again. This is a you problem. And she goes back to work. After work, she comes out of her office room, whatever, and he's standing in the hallway waiting for her. And he says, I got you a date for this evening. You need to get ready. And she is like, no. I am having pizza and wine and a bath. And I'm going to watch mindless television until I fall asleep. That is all I am doing.
I'm going to put this box of wine on the edge of the counter.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my head underneath it, and then I'm going to break the nozzle off.
I'm going to start it at the appropriate trickle.
Yep.
So I can just continue to gulp it down slowly for hours.
I'm going to lie on the floor. I want you to break that nozzle off.
Yeah. Can you please get me that cold gel mask I keep in the freezer? Yeah. I have a headache. The tannins are not going to help.
No. I'm going to waterboard myself with Shiraz.
Seriously. And watch Real Housewives of Pacoima. I don't know.
Of Monkey's Eyebrow,
Monkey's
Kentucky.
Eyebrow, Kentucky. Yes. So... She just goes to the kitchen and starts eating cold pizza and drinking wine. Like, she is not having this.
Fuck yes.
And for a while, he just stares at her angrily until eventually he walks away. Just fucking good. Goodbye. Whatever. She goes up to take a bath and finds that he has already drawn a bath for her and lit candles and put in bath salts and got her e-reader. He's like, you You needed it. You really needed it. So here, enjoy it. And he fills her wine glass for her and sets it down and walks away and leaves her in the bathtub. And she is like, this is fucking, like she starts crying immediately. She just can't, like, all of the tension releasing out of her body and just explosion. Ugh. It actually sounds really good. Like sobbing in a bathtub. There is something, so not the sobbing in a bathtub part. That part kind of sucks. But then you get into bed afterward.
Yeah.
And you feel incredible.
Oh yeah. At the absolute peak of my mental health struggles in my 20s, that was the salve, was just sitting in the shower for who knows how long.
Yes.
Until the CD player didn't until it started skipping or stopped or whatever.
Exactly. In an apartment, so you had a massive water heater, so you just kept on frying yourself in the water.
And then once you finally cool down and just crawl into that cool bed and that cool pillow.
Yep. And then you just sleep.
Yep. And then you realize you're not struggling with depression. Depression is struggling with you. Because you're still here, goddammit.
Every fucking day. Crack your knuckles and fight on. But anyway, so she enjoys this bath thoroughly, washes off, gets up into bed, feeling super relaxed, and Finn comes in to talk to her. He climbs up on the bed. Like, all of the descriptions of this teddy bear moving are so absurdly cute for no reason at all. Like he's chubby and toddling around, and he climbs up on the bed and he just sort of flops and sits there. Like, that's so cute. Why are you a demon?
I had a human boss that looked like that. No, I'm dead serious.
I believe
he used to have to climb the presses when I worked at the factory, and we would sit there and just watch. It was literally like watching the National Geographic Channel. But instead, it was a guy who looked like a IRL, slightly chubbier Mario.
Just climbing up big plastic
clambering presses and like making the sounds and like using his forearms to like pull himself up.
Yep.
Miss that guy.
But a teddy bear
climbing
into bed.
But a teddy bear. But the same exact movements. He would have been the perfect mocap actor.
Yes, exactly.
Fuck you, Andy Serkis. That guy whose name I can't remember from 20 years ago. Darren. That's what it was. Anyway.
Darren. Oh, that's nice. So Finn comes in to talk to her. He climbs up on the bed. He's like, you can't avoid men forever. And she's like, not forever. Just until the thought of them doesn't make me feel murderous anymore. Yeah. But he's like, there's not enough time. No. There's not enough time or enough therapy.
10 months is not
10 months.
I love her optimism. I'll think about men when the idea of them stops making me murderous. Honey, we have 10 months.
Yeah.
Have you met men?
Exactly. I don't even know how we're going to get started in 10 months. So
real shit. I'm a man. And there are times where I'm like, did I have
Do I have to?
Do I have to
be one of these? This sucks. Right? Yeah. So she just tells him, enough of this for tonight. Just go away. I need to go. Do whatever demons do. I need to sleep. And he says, well, I don't need to sleep. I'll just hang out here. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm just here to hang out. And she says, no, get out of my bed. I need to have an orgasm so I can go to sleep, and I can't masturbate with a big fucking teddy bear in the room. And he says, oh, no problem. I can help you with that too.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
Finnerax. No.
As Jasmine says at one point in this book, Finnerax, whatever your last name is.
Yeah. Finnerax, I don't fucking care. Whatever comes after Finnerax, get out of my fucking room.
So he says, I am a lust demon. I can give you a better orgasm without touching you than you could give yourself, period. If you are not screaming God's name in 5 minutes, I will leave and I will never bother you again. And she's like, fucking prove it, I guess. She loses that bet. She loses that bet.
I was going to say she was probably, who knows how long she was married to Tyler, but
right.
But I'm guessing Tyler wasn't a generous and giving lover.
I mean, I don't think it is said implicitly, but duh. Yeah. Obviously.
Probably never domed her entire time they were together.
He put children in her. He didn't actually have sex with her.
Yeah.
You know, like, he didn't. Anyway. So he, like I said, he does have full mobility as a teddy bear, but he does not actually touch her. She feels the sensations of hot touch on her body, on her clitoris. She feels the sensation of being fucked by a pretty decently sized dick. She feels the sensation of a second dick in her ass.
No.
Yeah.
Finner ass.
Yeah. Hey, he talks her through all of this and the consent is all well established.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my phantom demon dick in your ass.
It's all, he never touches her, which is not a trope or a titillation that I put in the book, like I put in the stuff, but it feels like it should be somehow. That's crazy.
No. And that's just,
I love it.
That's not fair. Like, the best I can do is try to, like, secure a blowjob using, like, stern glances, hand gestures, and crudely drawn pictures. Like,
And he's just like, I can fuck you with my mind.
Right. And I'm just like, I can think of the dumbest way to try and get laid. We are not the same.
Go.
Here's 2 stick figures.
This is called brimping.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I love you. So she has an absolutely fantastic time and is thoroughly fucked by this demon's phantom dicks. And then when
Plural.
she has come gloriously, she curls up in like a sweaty, panting ball and says, "You win." And he says, no, we both won. We both won in that situation.
Now get out of my room.
Yeah. The praise at the end of he's so good at all of it. He does the aftercare. He takes care of her. And eventually he climbs into bed and curls up he is the heated teddy bear big spoon of the snuggle. And she is like, fuck yeah. She wakes up tangled up with him in the morning and she's like, we're just going to ignore that. We're just not, we're not going to, I didn't spoon a demon teddy bear who definitely didn't fuck me somehow last night. Didn't happen. Nope. The next morning they chat. He's like, again, you're like, you need to take this seriously. Again, you sold your soul to the devil. And apparently like Lucifer seems to have some sort of special interest in her and her coven, her friends. So great. On top of all of it, we are like a pet project for Satan. Great.
We are not a coven. We are 4 busybodies who went to an estate sale.
Exactly. We are 4 middle-aged women with some cool antiques.
Yeah. We did not think this was real.
This is our friend Violet. She was just feeling a certain kind of way about being horny and turning 30. And now this is happening to me. Fucking hell. So she has a lunch Zoom call with the girls and they talk about like the demon soulmate situation. Clover is obviously very happy with Candy, who is now a human, like a person. She's a human form. Once Clover fell in love with her, she gained a human form. Fern, however, is mostly very uncomfortable with the whole situation because Fern is the most religious person of the group. She has a Catholic family.
Yeah. And
having a demon in her home in the body of a stuffed octopus is like really freaking her out a lot.
Yeah, and I'm glad you didn't pick that book.
Yeah, I didn't pick that book.
Yeah. Thank you. Because I like being married to you.
Yeah. I have to wait between tentacle books. I know I have to wait between tentacle books, and I didn't think I could do the tentacle stuff, the stuffed tentacles
It's
for
in my
you.
It's in my contract.
It's in my contract. Nope. So she abruptly ends that phone call when Finn enters the room carrying a cookie sheet with lunch on it because she didn't come downstairs to have lunch. So he's got his little teddy bear arms are holding this cookie sheet, and he brought her like a sandwich and some fruit and stuff. It's very sweet of him. He also,
I want Finarax. I hope Finarax is when they make the film adaptation of this. I want Matt Berry to voice Finarax.
oh my God, that would be so funny. Oh my God. No.
Yes.
No. But
Okay.
that's hilarious.
Okay, fine. Seth Rogen.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll give you Seth Rogen.
God, I want Matt Berry. When they do the British remake, I want
Yeah.
Matt Berry.
Okay. Matt Berry can do the British remake when they make it into like a pithy, dry British comedy, but
Yeah.
this is most definitely a horny American comedy, so it's going to have to be Seth Rogen.
Or they do like they did with What We Do in the Shadows. Seth Rogen can make the movie version, and then Matt Berry can be in the television version.
Yeah, sure. Why not? We can do it like that. For sure. There's room for everybody here.
I bet I can make you come in 5 minutes. I can't even do a good Matt Berry, but you can.
I
You
don't.
can hear it.
I do not ever want to think of that scene with Matt Berry's voice. So stop now.
Okay.
Thank you. So she almost has a breakdown again because truly she is just not used to being taken care of. So he brought her lunch and she can barely handle it. After work, he tells her that she is going on a date tonight. He's pulled out clothes for her. She has to get ready. And she's like, no, I'm not going on a date. I do not want to go on a date. But he has organized a group date with Fern and Violet. So now there are social obligations she can't get out of. Fuck. You sly, tricky demon. Fuck you.
First of all, Jasmine, you are a coward. If you think that there are no social social events that can't just be fucked off from.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you just have to have the Carl chromosome in you. He does not care. He'll just leave places.
Me and Flava Flav have that in common. When no.
Yeah, no. Just no.
Hey, Carl, do you want to? No.
He does not. He's too busy building Gundams and playing video games.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to do shit with you. Thank you.
Nope.
So she gets herself dressed up in the outfit that he laid out, which is super nice and flattering and like cute and not what she would have put together for herself, but Finn has good taste. And then she goes out to this date that he has set up only for them to find that it is a speed dating event. And then they go in and they find out that it is an LGBTQ speed dating event. And although that is not a problem in and of itself, all three of these women are straight.
I was going to say, speed dating is stressful enough as it is, but now it's stressful and gay.
Yeah.
Which is like just stressful.
Yeah. Like, we are not supposed to be here. They don't want to, like, why in the world why would anyone want straight women at their straight people at their gay dating event? Like, that just.
Yeah.
So she comes home from that absolutely fucking livid because it was mortifying to stroll your way into a gay dating event and realize you were in the wrong place, but everybody already noticed you. Like,
Yeah.
she is very upset about this.
Look at these bitches.
And she walks in and she immediately goes after Finn and she punches him in his, fluffy little bear tummy. Exactly. But then she goes in for another punch. Now, this would have been the third hit she'd attempted to land on Finarax. But he stops. He just grabs her fist. Again, he has bear paws. He has stuffed animal paws. So they're just little nubbins.
Rawr, bear paws.
But he still, he has no fingers. But he still manages to stop her fist.
But how did he make lunch?
I don't know. He's telekinetic. Most of the stuff he does, he just
right.
floats
Yeah.
things around.
He's bibbity bobbity booed it.
Yep, exactly. So he stops her fist and then he uses her momentum to like flip her onto the couch and then land on top of her.
A little judo action.
Yeah. Well, he is of Asmodeus's legions. He's a soldier in Lucifer's armies. Like, he actually can fight. So he just flips her onto the couch and lands on top of her. And she should not find that as attractive as she does.
No, she should not.
Because that's a teddy bear.
But I'm guessing that she did.
But she did not because of the teddy bear on top of her necessarily, so much as the power dynamics, the being put on her ass. Because as we talked about in the Bro and the Beast episode, sometimes you get put on your ass and you get a little boner because you respect them.
Yeah.
And the growly voice he uses when he talks to her once he's on top of her.
Like Matt Berry.
Like not Matt Berry. And
this is the best excuse I've ever had to figure out how to make an AI read these lines from this book as Matt Berry.
If you do that, you will catch these hands.
Okay.
Okay.
Worth it.
As long as you are aware of what is coming for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Great. Moving on.
Are you sure?
So
sorry.
I lost my notes because you were being a perv about Matt Berry.
I wasn't being a perv. I think he would do a fine job.
I think you want to fuck Matt Berry a little bit.
No, I think he's kind of like, I do think that he's an attractive man, but I don't want to fuck Matt Berry.
Okay, I was just messing with you.
Not really my type, but I can see how somebody would be into it.
I know he's not your type. I know your type. So, as punishment for going for the third punch, she owes him 3 orgasms. That's what's going to happen now. So he basically wrings them out of her body. The scene was absolutely amazing, but it was like punishment through pleasure. It was forced orgasms with the invisible cocks. Also, he physically restrains her with invisible restraints, just her wrists. He also touches her with his physical bare body, nuzzles her with his face and stuff, which is adorable. Not necessarily in a sexual way, but he does touch her body with his like chenille parts, which is soft and pleasant for her. When they are all done, and again, yes, she had 3 orgasms. He brings her the cookie sheet again with water and like snacks and ibuprofen because like that was a lot, and the aftercare is important. He is a good dom. He runs her a bath for a job well done. He praises her. The good girls are ever a-flowing in this book. And then after they are in bed, he cuddles her again to sleep for the night. The next day is Thanksgiving. And Jasmine does not know what to do with herself because for the first time in forever, she has not had to do anything related to cooking or family. So she sort of like lays around in bed, and then eventually mid-morning gets up and goes downstairs to do chores and stuff. But all of it is done. Finn has done the dishes and the laundry and cleaned the kitchen. And when she goes to find him, she finds him in the barn on their she has some kind of barn on her property, cleaning and taking out garbage. And she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" "I am here to help you. This needed to be done, so I'm doing it. I'm taking care." Like, Finn deeply enjoys taking care of her. This is a single POV story, but if we were inside Finn's head, he would just be like singing a happy little song every time he has to do something that is for her benefit or to take care of her. He just likes doing it. But she cannot handle it. Cannot and shan't. So he tells her to go and do whatever she wants. He will have dinner ready this evening. Yeah. Thanksgiving dinner.
Yep.
Okay. She goes, I think she says she cleans her room or something. She just like has a day. And yeah, he said he has Thanksgiving dinner ready on the coffee table with wine, and they watch and I think gently roast a Hallmark romance movie of some kind. It is the best date of her life, except it's with a teddy bear.
Hallmark roasting in front of an open fire. Letterkenny actors on the screen.
So the next morning, at the crack of dawn, she goes Black Friday shopping with Fern, which is a tradition they had since college, since before the advent of online shopping. So they still do it. They do not talk about their demons, though. They just have a normal day, because she can't talk about it, and Fern won't talk about it.
She's the religious one, right? Or is that
Fern is the religious one?
Gotcha.
Yeah, she is not. She is secretly happy that Fern didn't want to talk about it, though, because she is not willing to admit yet how much she likes Finn and how much she likes having him around. He's only been there for like 3 days at this point. When she gets back home after her morning with Fern, she finds Finn in the bedroom with a like truly staggering number of sex toys, strap-ons and dildos aplenty, like a half gallon of lube, probably with a pump, like this dude went crazy. And she's like, what the fuck is this? And he basically says, watching you come is a pleasure and a joy, and I want to fuck you, but I can't. So instead, I got all of these as proxy. And she's like, sign me up, motherfucker. They have an absolutely incredible time. This scene was amazing, as long as you're okay with a woman riding a teddy bear who is wearing a strap-on.
Okay, but what if I'm not?
Then don't read this book.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine
Leave
with
it for the rest of us who love this shit.
Yeah, no, you can have it.
Love it. So this scene, I think they use a Hitachi, a magic wand, and a fairly decently sized blue strap-on dildo, and she rides that 5-foot teddy bear for glory. It is amazing. Oh God, this scene was so funny. And also fantastic, but also funny.
Go off, Short King.
Seriously. So good. So after all of that, she gets up to go and clean the toys and clean herself. He goes to get her usual aftercare tray all set up. But when she climbs back into bed, her phone starts ringing. It is her eldest daughter, again, 8 years old, who is calling to say she hates daddy. She hates this trip. She wants to come home right now. And so she gets on FaceTime. She talks to her kid. Her daughter sends her video of her ex-husband screaming at the 6-year-old until he is purple in the face, and this kid just cowering and crying. So she is like, get your father on the fucking phone. Demands that he get them on a plane home immediately. And when he's like, no, it's fine, she's like, I don't think your lawyers or the partners in your law office are going to like this video very much. I don't think any of them are going to think it's fine. So get my kids on a plane and get them home. And she tells Finn as soon as he gets back in the room what is happening. She's already getting herself dressed and ready to go. This book is set in Michigan, and so she has to go to Detroit Airport. From approximately around here, probably somewhere in the middle part. Yeah. Because she says it takes about an hour.
Okay, yeah. So it's about 90 minutes from here, because you got to take a 96.
Yeah. But either way, so proximal to where we are now. She tells Finn that she is leaving and that he cannot be here when she gets back, because she can't explain this to her children, and he needs to go where he needs to go and stay at, maybe he can stay with Clover and Candy or something, but he can't stay here. And he says that he can't, like, this is where he is supposed to be. His job is to help her find love. He has to stay here. Yep. He already pretended to not be sentient for weeks in her office until her kids left, so that she didn't have to deal with that while her kids were around. Yeah. So she thought that bear was dormant until the moment her kids left. No, he had been there the entire time and just pretending so as not to scare her children. And that moves her very much. But still, though,
moves her and not creeps her the fuck out.
No, it moves her. Yeah.
Okay.
That he made choices specifically for her comfort and her children's well-being.
All right.
But still, though, you're a living 5-foot teddy bear. You can't stay. You can't be here. You have to leave. Get out. So she tells him to leave, and that breaks her heart. But what other choice does she have? Right. So she gets in her car and she drives to the airport. And then the next scene, she is driving back from the airport without her children, and she is furious and she is crying because she got there and she waited for an hour and they weren't on the plane. She finds out they never got there. They were never on the plane to begin with, and she drives all the way back home, crying, again, heartbroken because Finn is not going to be there for her when she gets back. She is so upset, and the one thing that she wants more than anything is Finn to be there for her, but she knows that he won't be because she had to send him away. So on top of the betrayal and the anger at her ex, she's also heartbroken that Finn, it's a whole thing. The emotions are huge. She gets back to her house, and there's Tyler in the driveway in a rental with her kids in the back seat.
Did you run out of texts?
Fucking seriously. He says, well, he thought that it would be safer to fly into Lansing Airport with the kids instead of putting them on an airplane by themselves. Don't you agree? Don't you think it was safer for them to fly with their parent? And she says, I don't know. Do you think it was safe for them to fly with a guy who would scream at them until he is blue in the fucking face?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that's safe? She goes at him like she's going to punch him. And I was all for it.
Yeah.
I honestly...
Because again, eat shit Tyler.
Eat shit Tyler. Not actually a great choice to be making in the real world. Your kids are in the car and you punch their dad in the face. He's already a piece of shit, so that's probably going to go to court. Like, that's a problem. But I would have been vindicated for me. Mm-hmm. I would have been totally down with punching this motherfucker in the face. But instead, he is suddenly yanked away before he has an opportunity to come at her with just as much malice. She thinks he's going to hit her too. He is yanked away by a giant smoke show of a man. Tyler is a pretty tall dude. The dude who has grabbed him is easily 6 inches taller than him. He is jacked. He is gorgeous. He pushes Tyler up against the car and puts his hand, like a forearm over Tyler's throat and says, you are leaving. You are not coming back. You are not darkening this doorstep. You are not scaring these children ever. Like, if I ever hear from you again, we are going to have real problems. He turns to her and says, get your kids out of the car. Make sure that they are safe. Make sure that they are okay. Get their stuff. She gets everything inside while he has Tyler pinned. She realizes pretty immediately that this is Finn in his now human form. She doesn't know why the fuck, but he's there.
But she senses it.
His voice is the same.
Oh, gotcha.
And she gets the girls inside. She gets them up to their room, settled for the evening. I think she gets them in the bathtub and like they watch a movie, or read a book until they fall asleep. And she goes back down.
And Tyler's he's still pinned against the car.
And Tyler is still pinned against the fucking car.
Been just leaning on it for 2 hours.
Yep. It's been hours. He's pissed himself. That's fine. No, so Finn is in the kitchen waiting for her when she gets back downstairs. And she's like, how are you a person? I sent away a teddy bear and you came back a person. How?
Yeah.
And
quick question. How?
He's like, I need you to pick up a little bit faster. It's me. I am your true love.
Yeah. I caught on when you said, it's up to you to figure it out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's going to be the fucking teddy bear.
Yeah, right?
Obviously.
Yeah. No, he says, I lived in your home for weeks in her office. So he was
unbeknownst to
yeah.
you.
I knew you were the one for me. You are an incredible woman. I just needed you to catch up. Like from the moment we talked, from the moment I first talked to you, my goal was always this. But then apparently in driving home and feeling the heartache of him not being there and all of that was the emotional blah, blah magic to get him into person mode. She now realizes that she is in love with him. He is in love with her. He is a human being. He is going to stay here. And they fuck about it because of course they do, right there on the kitchen floor. And it's fantastic and wonderful and spectacular. And of course, welcome to the Big Dick Club, Human Finn.
Oh, of course.
They have fantastic sex, and she's like, I really hope my kids don't come down here and find me doing this on the middle of the kitchen floor. But I really want to fuck this guy in the middle of the kitchen floor, so it's what's happening right now. Afterwards, they snuggle up, and he says, I love you, and I am not going anywhere. And she says, well, you can't stay here. Like, you can't stay in my home. How am I going to explain you to my children? Again, they left 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And when they met you, you were pinning their dad to a car.
Yeah. Maybe let's take this a little bit slower.
Yeah. And he says, okay, well, there is a loft apartment above the barn. Tell them that I am a handyman. I am living in there while I fix it up.
Yeah.
And then we can organically let this develop into a relationship your children will understand.
I'm here to help your mother lay so much pipe.
Yeah.
She needs me.
I'm here to lay a lot of pipe for your mom.
Yeah. She needs some rails.
Yeah.
And pipe.
So much. Just don't come in the barn, okay, kids?
Yeah.
No. So he says that will be perfectly fine. I will be happy to wait as long as you want until your children are ready and you are ready. I love you. And that is the end of our story. That was Snuggle. Thank you so much for coming on that journey with me.
That was fucking wild. That's too much.
No, it was
it's not. It's not
so good.
It's not too much. It's just it's something about sentient stuffed creatures. That's not my. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not into it.
I knew it was coming, and still, it was funny.
Title of your sex tape.
Title of your sex tape.
Yeah. Do you have something lined up?
Sure.
Absolutely. What do you got?
What
are you into?
What am I into? I am into the new Kesha song.
I figured that's what it was going to be, because I'm it's not what I'm going to use for this segment, but I'm also very into it as well. It's so
it's
fucking
so
good.
Freaking good. So Joyride by Kesha, the newest bop from our queen, which has been released, is I think her first or second fully independent album.
She had an album out last year called Gag Order.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing this is going to be a single off of a new album.
Yes.
If I had to guess.
It is like the bopped end album. It's so fucking good. Like, that is just a damn good song. It is stuck in my head all the time. There's a TikTok dance that goes with it, and I learned the whole thing. Like, it's in there. I can't get it out. I love it. That's what I'm into. What are you into, my love?
This week, I got to experience something that it would be almost unfair to call a video game.
Yeah.
And that is Indica.
Mm-hmm.
Indika. It is a very short, probably 4 or 5 hour long, almost movie that you play. It is bananas. It's got 2D side-scrolling segments. It's built in the Unreal Engine, so everything looks gorgeous, even though it's made by a very small studio. And it centers around the story of a nun named Indica, I believe in 19th century Russia, is where it all takes place. And she travels. She's just on a journey from one abbey to the next to deliver a letter, and it is an amazing. It's got like walking simulator elements, which is a slightly pejorative term, but it's got puzzling elements. There's an amazing story. It's a pondering of morality and religion and whether or not God is real and faith and all of that sort of stuff wrapped up in this bizarre fucking package. So I'm pretty sure it's available on multiple platforms. I'm going to link to the trailer in the show notes. But I would encourage you, if it sounds like something you or somebody in your life would be interested in, to check out Indica. Again, Indika. It is fantastic. I had a blast. I don't know if I could play it again. It's very much like a lot of great movies that I've seen, in that I loved it, but I don't know if I could ever sit through it again. Yeah. I don't know if I could ever play this again. But yeah, it was fantastic.
Absolutely wonderful. I watched you play a little bit of it. It looked interesting.
Yeah, I would play it. I would play it again for you.
For me to watch.
Like for you to watch, especially now that I know the puzzles, which the puzzle, it's if you're turned off by the idea of puzzles, the puzzles are not incredibly complicated. The story, everything, it just weaves such a very fine line. Like, the puzzles are interesting, but not oversimplified, but not too complicated. Mm-hmm. The themes are presented well. They're not so vague and obscure that you don't really know what they're trying to say, but they're also not so heavy-handed that they're beating you over the head with, this is the message we are trying to convey. It's all just very again, and they use mechanics of the game to convey that. In like you can get experience point. They say points, but then the game keeps telling you the points don't matter, and then in a very dramatic, powerful way, but subtle, the game demonstrates to you that the points really don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really a spoiler to say that, but it's magnificent.
Yep. And just to tack on a little bit of a hot take, if you are playing a game and really enjoying the story and a puzzle is giving you a hard time, there is no shame in Googling that shit.
No.
Nobody gives a fuck. You do not get a medal for completing it without Googling it.
No, and that's totally like I tried to solve them as fast, like as long as I could, until I just was like, this is dumb.
Yep. I do it all the time.
Yep.
I love playing games with great stories. I am not that great at games. I have a problem a lot of the time with navigating around in games. I get confused and lost. But I'll Google some shit and get myself through it.
Yep.
And I am still a gamer.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
At all.
What do we have on the agenda for the episode we're recording in 2 days, but doesn't come out until next week? Do you know what? Oh no, that's what
I know what Ivy
Oh, that's
is
right.
reading,
Yeah, I keep forgetting because Ivy's hosting it, so we're not going to talk about that.
But we are going to be hearing a fantastic book told to us by Ivy Young. That is what is happening next week.
Well, awesome. But in the meantime, you can find us on social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Cheap Smut. If you would like to send us an email, I don't know why you haven't already, cheapsmutpod@gmail.com. If you go to the show notes, click on the link, the top link in that, or the Linktree link. You can click on the top link there. It will take you to this book. It is not an affiliate link. We are just trying to help the author out. We don't get any money for it. But if you think that, these folks are pretty cool and I want to give them some of my money, you can give us $1 a month at our Patreon like these fine folks have. Brian S., April D. Berry, Leah Legend, Dana Goddard, Stephanie Hawkins, Gemma, Lady Squishy Buns, Tia Esk, Rob Gatika, Angela McNichols, Katie Hurd, Gwendolyn Harper, Seneca O., and Rebecca K. The music that you hear in this and every episode is called Nostalgia by Mackay Beats. You can find it along with thousands of other songs free of charge for you to use at the Free Music Archive, freemusicarchive.org.
Listener, remember, if there is a book in you, write it. And if there's fucking in it, I'll read it.
And then she will come on this show and explain it to me for your entertainment.
Now I have to go and put a child to bed. Good night.